first in a few videos to introduce the new MapRun admin console. Those of you who've been around for a little while will know that we've had the old interface built off the original root gadget results display system. We had started to build out some functionality in a newer tool, but subsequently I've decided to use another tool, which is essentially the same tool as we're building the MapRun F app in, which allows some efficiencies to be achieved. So you'll get the URL provided to you for this. So you log in with your new admin password. That is the one that's from the newer of the two previous interfaces. The menu structure, you'll recognise a similar sort of layout. The functions at the top are those which are publicly available without logging in. Some of them at this stage link back to the older screens, but hopefully you can perform most of the functions from this one console once you're at this site. The new publicly available feature is a Create KMZ map feature, which is like the big brother of the function that's in the MapRun F app itself. You select an image file. You've got some extra capability here to downsize image files and rotate them. You can see the size shown here. So if you have a particularly large file, you could downsize it before you process it. You then have a split screen, and I will just do this very quickly without really making any sense of it. I typically go top left and sort of bottom right. Drop your two pins to align things, and then you are, sorry, I meant to mention, you'll find this is not being really smart about jumping you to your current location at the moment. You end up then with an overlay of the proposed KMZ file. You can change the opacity and see whether the alignment looks okay, which it obviously isn't in this case. You can decide whether you want tiled KMZ or not, and then save it, and it'll be saved to your local hard drive. So it's perhaps a little more capable for those who are doing a little bit of that sort of work. Right, so that's the public features. For the admin features, events, add, delete, move, essentially the same as what you've had before. Some of it rebuilt. Perhaps I'll just use the add function to say that in this new tool there's a little bit of maturing to be done because it is aligned with mobile development. It may not be obvious sometimes where there is scrolling available, such as this screen here, and it uses more of a mobile paradigm where if you actually grab a part of the screen and drag it, you'll find that you'll get the scrolling effect, or maybe your mouse wheel will allow scrolling. So just be aware of that. I'm sure those sort of usability matters will improve as the tool matures. But that's the add new event screen, not too different from what you've had before. The new feature within events is being able to download the files from a check sites event. So if somebody sends you the 6-digit code and says, could you publish this event for me, you can download the files. You'll probably need to rename the KML file because check sites doesn't require the codes and the ultimate naming to be in the KML file, so you might just need to rename that before you publish it, but you'll have the files available to you. In the results side of things, refreshing results, validating results wasn't linked to from the old tool, but it's worth having a look at. I'll show you that in a subsequent video. Individual results is a big area of change where we now allow a lot of editing of individual results. I'll come back to that in a separate video. In exporting, mail merge allows you to do personalized email sends after an event with individual links to results, etc. And there are two mail mergers available there. One that's got scores in it for score events, and one that has just the splits. And if you wanted to access the results files from an event, you can now export them with this feature here. Some of the other menu options here will show up as blank, and they'll be built out, or some of them are for super admin. So you'll find more functionality as we go forward. So in its current incarnation, the real main advantages of the new tool are hopefully it's the platform that we go forward with. It allows that creation of KMZ files, downloading the check sites files, the tools to edit results, which I'll show in a separate video, and the mail merge, and the export of CSV format results. Okay,